So I just got done with the My Hero Academia war arc, and while yes, everyone's railing about the fucking ending, I'm not. Instead, I want to talk about the wasted potential when it comes to the My Hero Academia war arc, which kind of comes down to a lot of factors that my brain could not stop overanalyzing, and looking at this from a certain point of view. Now, here's the thing, folks. You know me as someone who is very much so pro-America. I am very much so an American. I love my country. For good or bad, I still love my country and what I live in. But here's the thing, folks. The war arc makes no goddamn sense. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, maybe you didn't like the fights. No, I did like the fights. I enjoyed the fights. I enjoyed a good portion of them. I did like them. No, it's the fact of them, just the whole war in general, mind you. And believe me, there are three fucking factors that kind of come into that I'm going to break down for you. Number one, Article fucking 5. Because here's the thing, folks. Article 5 actually does kind of cover a Civil War situation. For those of you who don't know what Article 5 is, Article 5 is the NATO, basically, terms of what happens when you become a member state of NATO. Japan technically is a member state of NATO, and believe me, I'm getting off track. What I'm saying is that Article 5, in its most bare-bones basic thing, plain as day states, attack on one is an attack on all. And this does cover civil fucking wars, or at least in this case, attempted coups, because the MLA, what they're doing, is considered a fucking coup. A armed coup, mind you, and that basically devolves Japan to a goddamn civil war. That's another factor I'm going to get into in terms of the wasted potential. But the big thing, though, is that the moment Japan, the MLA, just pulls this shit, they pull this shit, Article 5 would have been enacted faster than Russia losing to Ukraine. Article 5 would have been enacted faster than Japan learning that, oh, we shouldn't have touched the fucking boats. Article 5 would have been enacted faster than Saddam Hussein realizing that he shouldn't have touched the fucking oil. What I'm saying, folks, is that at that point in time, the entirety of fucking NATO would have immediately mobilized and helped Japan. Now, I know you're going to come up with some stuff like, oh, All for One foresaw this, he's going to fix this. Okay, let's put that to the back. Let's get rid of Article 5 then. Number 2, the U.S.-Japan Treaty. And yes, people tend to forget that we have a defense treaty with Japan, a standing defense treaty with Japan that basically states should anything happen to Japan, be it attack externally, internally, America would offer its help, be it in the form of logistics, support, or even full-on boots on the ground. The moment the Civil War happens, and I'm surprised at the lack of JSDF frickin' personnel present in this conflict, mind you, that's another thing we're going to throw onto the wasted potential burn pile. U.S. would have been involved. And you're probably thinking, okay, well, why? People tend to forget we have U.S. bases in Japan. We have military personnel in Japan. That is an actual stationing place you can go to in the military, be it the Marines, Navy, Air Force, or Army. You could literally be stationed in fucking Japan. And the moment this shit happens, U.S. is going to get involved because the treaty dictates so. Now, let's say that America is staying out of this. They're only offering support for, let's say, refugees, being able to get civilians out of the country, so that way they're not being, not a conflict. Other nations who have embassies on Japanese soil are doing the same thing. They're getting people out. They're evacuating. MLA is not disturbing them because they don't want to piss off people. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. Okay, it's just an internal conflict between one government against another government. Okay, that's fine. But all that pales in comparison to number fucking 3, the death of a U.S. service member. And before ever you basically say, oh no, she wasn't a U.S. service member, she was basically going against orders. That doesn't fucking matter. Because the moment the death of a U.S. service member reaches fucking Uncle Sam's ears, oh no, all bets are fucking off. Because as much as people want to say, oh, All for One is this scary figure. He's basically, so powerful. The world doesn't want to try and go against him because he might steal quirks. Have you seen fucking America? Have you seen what happens when someone touches our people? Because we got 3 fucking rules to the world of what you do not fucking touch. You don't touch our boats. You don't touch our boots. You do not touch our people. And the last time motherfuckers found that out, they found out the hard fucking way. I'm not talking about Japan 1941 after they bombed Pearl fucking Harbor. No, I ain't talking about that. I ain't even talking about the other conflicts. No, I'm talking about the big ones in the 1980s. Grenada, Panama, and the drug wars. Hell, even the old cartels. Yes, old cartels, mind you, not the new cartels. Actually, no, not to touch U.S. citizens. Not to fuck with the U.S. government. Because, believe me, they don't want a repeat of what Uncle Sam can do in South America during the 1980s. And right now, the MLA basically has the biggest fucking target on their back. I don't care your explanations of what the fucking Alpha 1 character does. The moment Shigaraki basically killed a U.S. service member, he basically told America, I touched one of your boots. What you gonna do? Because the moment that happens, I don't care if you're a hero or a villain in the United States. The moment news breaks that a U.S. service member, even if they were acting against direct orders, the moment that a U.S. service member has been killed, the last time that sort of anger was felt was 9/11. The last time that sort of anger was felt was 1941 after Pearl Harbor. America, be you hero or villain, would immediately go to the recruitment office and say, I want to fight. Every U.S. citizen at that point in time, be they quirkless or with a quirk, would say, I want to fight. And they would fucking fight! The United States at that point in time would immediately ignore Article 5. They would fucking enact the part of the treaty with Japan that basically states we can get boots on the fucking ground. At that point in time, the MLA no longer just this is a government faction that is trying to basically fight for control over Japan. This is now a terrorist organization that needs to basically have bodies in the ground. The U.S. would immediately be deploying its forces. Quirk, unquirk, doesn't fucking matter. We would be deploying boots on the goddamn ground faster than we were in fucking Africa, basically, in World War Goddamn II. Faster than we were in fucking Korea in the 1950s. Faster than we were in fucking Vietnam in the 60s. Faster than any other goddamn conflict that you can think of. Because I'm sorry, you're telling me, that the United States would just happily let someone touch one of our boots, kill one of our boots, and not do a goddamn thing? I don't fucking think so. Yes, this is a shonen anime. Yes, everyone's going to say, oh, it's meant to just for the plot reasons. Fuck that shit, okay? Do you have any idea what the author could have done with the idea that American capes, American superheroes, and U.S. military coming into Japan and actually supporting Class 1A and all the other heroes of Japan? Do you have any idea the wasted fucking potential with that shit? Hell, that's not even including the outside forces of Japan. Not including the fucking Russians, the Chinese, or any other nation of that fucking matter that would actually look at this fucking conflict and immediately think, oh, we can get our little grubby hands on Japan, or at least a good portion of Japan, including the fact of, oh yeah, China's still fucking communist! You're telling me communist China would not immediately want to basically get their own little fucking grubby little communist hands in Japan? You're telling me that? I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. Because China would. They fucking would. Okay, that out of the way. Other wasted potential for the war arc. Japan could have fractured a lot more. Hell, Japan should have fractured more. There should have been more fucking government heads basically taking control and basically turning their districts, portions of Japan, into basically the warring era. We could have seen pro-government Japanese fighting against rural Japanese, basically saying they are now independent and they do not want any part of this conflict. We could have seen the MLA basically pushing propaganda, basically saying that, oh, the Japanese government failed and we are going to basically do what's right. Pro-Japanese government forces could have been basically this, that. The Japanese emperor could have made a fucking appearance here. There is so fucking much that could have worked here, but the author did not. And that's what pisses me off about the war arc. That is what pisses me off about the war arc fully. It's just the fact of so much wasted potential and my American brain not being able to basically look past the fact that the motherfucker basically touched one of our boots. Touched an American citizen, a U.S. service member, and thinking they could get away with it. Anyway. That's my grievances with the My Hero Academia war arc. I don't give a fuck about the ending, honestly. I could care less about the ending. The war arc is what basically pisses me off. Because, Jesus H. Christ, that fucking arc. Anyway, let me know in the comments section down below if you agree with my grievances, or if you have grievances of yourself about the war arc, and basically, hey, it could have been better if it went this route, or hey, this nation would have basically stepped in, or hey, the fact of America would have basically started kicking in doors and dropping bodies. Anyway, I got that off my chest. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll let you know if I have any more grievances with certain animes. If you have grievances with certain animes, let me know in the comments section down below. And as always, I've been AirsoftAL. If you want to help support the content, links down below in the pinned comment. Till next time.